I've been so wanting to do this. Perfect. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Motorworks Garage episode. I am Jake. If you guys haven't been here before, we just work on a whole bunch of junk pretty much. We never get to use it because we're just working on it, but we are going to be able to use it because it's been winter. We're getting into spring here. It's May now, so we can actually start using everything that we work on. So yeah, our last video, you guys seen we got this mini bike as a roller. I'll show you guys this little frame here, and we've got the brand new tires on it. It looks freaking awesome. Well, we're at a standstill again, so I took off the sprockets and stuff, tried spinning the old bearings, and the last time I took this apart, I didn't even check to see how good these are. But when you set this camera down here and you spin it, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's really crusty and gross in there. So this one, the whole casing just fell off, so I'm putting new bearings in, and I need a press to press these in. So tomorrow I'm going to be over at my parents', and my dad's got a press so we can press these in there. But for now, the bike is going to sit as is, and I'm going to just put it up on a block, get the frame clean, get the motor mounted, and hopefully get everything hooked up to the motor. And after that, we'll just have to get this tire put back on. Then we can get it on the bike and get the chain hooked up. Alright, so I ended up having to cut this grip off because I'm not going to use it anyway. It's old and I want to get some new ones. So I cut this grip off here. All I did was use some of these snips in the beginning, and then I just took the screwdriver and just started prying on it and just ripped right open. I couldn't find a box cut or anything. So, and then this handle grip, or this clip was already loose. So I'm just going to slide that off, pull this out. I put a little bit of just clear spray paint. I did clean up the frame a little bit here just with I literally just went through with a rag and just like wiped it all down, got all the grease off. And I do have some rust and stuff in here. I just took some spray. It's like some clear gloss coat, and I just sprayed it on there just to, keep it from rusting a little bit as it is. It is drying, so I just want to put another coat on here. There's that. I'm going to leave it on there loose, so then we can put the actual, run the actual caliper. Now I don't remember how this was. Alright, we got smart, got a 10mm socket. Let's thread these bolts in here and get this sucker tight. Yeah, other than that, this thing is on here. I definitely want to get some loom and put that along here because that'll work out a lot better. But for now, we're just going to leave this how it is. And yeah, brakes are set. We just got to get this tightened up, and we're going to adjust that once we get grips on here, which I don't know what I want to use yet for grips, but I will figure something out because I did ruin this. But I can only have one different colored grip because that color right here, it's just black and it's a different size and it has to fit this. So we're going to just stick with that. I'm probably just going to get another black grip that goes over this, just a cheap one. And yeah, that'll work for now. Let's sling this sucker on here. That should slide right on. Alright, I'm just going to kind of cinch this down just to get it to stay for now, and then we can adjust it when we need to. That's pretty much dry, so we're going to get the motor on here, make sure I don't pinch any of these lines, but I want these lines sitting just like this. And then if they do interfere with the motor, then I'll have to reroute it again. But for right now, this is how I kind of want it to sit, so hopefully this will be able to work. Alright, here she goes. Oh yeah, that works perfect. It's like right underneath the motor. For the brake line, there's no interference at all, so yeah, that works really great. And actually, I can scoot this over a lot more. There we go. Pretty much like that. Oh yeah, this is starting to come together. And I'm just keeping these screws loose just so I can be able to adjust the motor, move it if it's crooked, or if I have to slide it forward and back for the chain, because I do want the engine as far up, or I'm sorry, as far back as I can get it, without having to have any rubbing interferences or anything like that, because with the fender coming right here, I don't know if you guys can see it here, yep, so with the actual fender coming here, and it went over the front, I remember my actual metal casing that was on here for the valve cover, it like rubbed in it and dented it. All right, so the mini bike is coming together very nicely, but everything is just mocked up super loose. I've got all my cables kind of ran how I wanted to. If you guys can come around to the side here and see how they all are. They're all just running right underneath the actual motor, and they're not touching at all. So I do want to get some loom or something and run it along the actual cables just so I don't have any rubbing, because like there's this thing, but it all moves. And when I turn, it's not gonna have the pressure holding up against there. So, and I could put zip ties here, but I wanna have the whole entire wire covered. So yeah, the motor's on. I got it just loosely on here. This is loosely on here. And I want to also take this tire off, and I want to put the new bearings in. Since I'm doing the bearings, I might as well just put them in here, and you know, later on if I need to get new ones, I'll buy new ones again. I think they're only 15 bucks. So yeah, we have to wait for to put the clutch back on, because I want to get some NICs. So when I'm out tomorrow over at my parents', I'll pick up some NICs and get the actual sprocket or the actual clutch back on, and then we can put our rear wheel. Once we get the bearings pressed in, we'll get the rear and the front bearings pressed in. And yeah, then once we get all that in, we can actually set it up here, get the chain and sprocket on. So we're gonna get back to you guys once we get everything situated and mounted, and yeah, we can actually hopefully rip this thing tomorrow. This is what we've been looking for right here, is this press. We need this press. We're here at the Ultimate Hoarder Shack, aka Mom and Pop's here. So we got this bearing we're gonna put in here. We're gonna be pushing this bearing right on in here with that. Perfect. All right, bearings are in. They look sweet. Each side, they spin really nice. Alrighty, next day here at the shop, we've got the tires back and mounted on the mini bike. We've got the motor on. Everything is all sitting loose. It hasn't moved since I left it the last time, other than the new tires back on. I ended up calling my buddy Jake to make sure that he had to shim this as well, because my caliper was actually running into some issues, you know, rubbing up against here and dragging the tire. So yeah, he ended up having to put another washer between the caliper and the bracket, and that's what I ended up doing as well. I already had one. I actually had 0 in there, and the one washer was on the other side, and I ended up you know, switching another one plus adding one. So everything is all good now. There's just barely any spaces. My actual like brake disc is like a little bit warped. It kind of just, whenever it rolls, you can kind of see it wobble, but I'm gonna leave it. That's perfectly okay. This isn't a brand new bike or anything. So, and problem is resolved. So we had to go through, pick through all these nuts and bolts and screws, and after, I don't know, probably about half an hour, I'd say, we got another screw down in there. So if you guys ever lost your previous screw right here, the ground screw to like a outlet of your house, that fits perfect. Don't ask me how I know. Here goes our cable. I can hopefully grab onto that. And I can. Just checking to make sure that our actual wire goes through. And for the little flathead now, just cinch it down on the actual cable. And you're gonna make a flat spot on the cable, which hopefully you don't have to ever take this off very often. If you do, you're gonna have to get a new cable. But if you do have to take it off, all you gotta do is take your 10mm wrench, slide it on the actual nut, and then just tighten it down or loosen it or whatever, something to get a little bit more snug fit. Alrighty, just like that. There's all that gunk and stuff on there. That's all you need. Just get the rust on there to make it slide on super easy. Let's make sure it slides on nice and easy. And there we go. Whoop, lost my key. But yep, so the key was kind of blocking this a little bit. That's okay. We didn't, as long as you don't take off a lot from this, it doesn't ruin the actual size. You just want to get the surface rust off the edge. Now we're about to put back on this jank fender. No matter how bad I don't want to put this on, because look at how ugly it is. We got to put it back on because I just want to protect this. And I don't think I have ever ordered the fenders anyway for it. So I do have to find a rubber bushing though. I have to find a rubber bushing for the back part of this because I don't want it vibrating. So I got to kind of figure out something for that, but let's get this installed for now, and then we'll figure out the bushing later. So we do have to find another seat though, because both of these are ripped out. I only have one screw pretty much holding it down. I might be able to get something and super glue another screw in here, or a bolt. I'm sorry. I might be able to get super glue and screw in another nut in this hole to be able to actually get it to hold down, but for now we're pretty much just gonna have one screw. So all right, seat is on. We just gotta tighten it down, and yeah, we're gonna be waiting tomorrow. Get our other stuff to finish it up here, and this thing will be able to rip. We got a whole bunch of goodies. It's been like, I don't even know, a week and a half since we've worked on this thing. Let's get it finished up. It's way overdue. All right, so we got this like wiring loom. It's literally just for electrical wires and stuff on a car. It's 3/8. I want to get quarter because I think quarter would actually just fit right over this wire really nice, but they didn't have quarter, so I had to get 3/8. So we're gonna bust this thing open. Let's get this on the actual brake line, and so they can protect the whole thing. I got some zip ties as well, and that'll be done. We'll get it finished, then we can get our other stuff going. So let's get to it. Wiring loom is on. I got some zip ties. I don't know, maybe about 5-10 inches along the whole entire thing. This thing is secure. We're gonna leave it. I want to zip tie it to the frame, but I want to leave it just for now until I can actually figure out where everything turns and how it moves and whatever. So I'm not pulling on the actual hose. Next, we can get this actual clutch on here, and I already got this shaft sanded, so we can just get some anti-seize, put it on here, just so a little bit, so it doesn't get stuck on the shaft like it did the last time, so we don't have issues getting it off the second time here. And yeah, we can move on from there. Alright, so I'd like to get my actual chain tensioner hooked up. I did buy some springs from Home Depot. It came in a 4-pack, and you got 2 long ones and you've got 2 small ones. So hopefully I'm gonna try this big one, I guess, first and hook it up. So I've got a little hole here and a little hole here, and hopefully I can get them to hook up. And if it doesn't work or it's not tight enough, which I don't, this has got to be tight enough. If I have to, I'll go to the smaller one. And then yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm gonna have to find some other springs. So let's see if this tall one will work first. Alright, tensioner is on. I think this spring is going to work perfect, and I got a second one, so yeah, it looks kind of goofy, but I don't remember how my last one was, but I think I ended up having to bend it out. But this one is actually, it's a lot bigger, but it's a lot heavy dutier, so it should work perfect, hopefully. I don't remember, I have a gap right here, so I don't remember, and this thing can move on the shaft, and I don't want it to. So I don't know if I had it on the outside like this, which I'm pretty sure I did, but I don't know if I had any washers on the inside there, and I can't find any on my table. So I'm guessing once I put my chain on and stuff, I'm gonna see, look down the actual line where the chain goes and see where it's straight at, and then if I have to put washers on the back side of that clutch, I will. So let's get a new chain cut. Hopefully I've got enough chain, and we can go from there. Oh my gosh, okay. This is my old chain. I ended up ruining my old chain. All I've got to say is I'm pretty sure I've used this before, and don't ever buy this junk. This thing sucks. I already ruined my new chain. I'm putting my old chain back on because it's the only chain I have, and I don't want to ruin another one, so I'm gonna have to buy a different chain brake. There's like these block style ones that actually sends a whole pin through it, so it doesn't like bend and break everything. So that's what I need to buy, but I swear I used this before, but I don't know. I can't figure it out, so I was just getting too irritated. So we're putting this chain on here, and it's going to be tightened up. Actually, I want to sit here like this and look down to see if this is straight or not. And it is. So I'm going to have to get some washers for the outside of my clutch here, and go from there. Final touches to the clutch and chain. There she be. All right, chain is on. I do want to get a new chain. I'm gonna have to order some new chain and order a new chain tensioner, but for now we're just gonna run the old chain. This sucker's lasting me forever, so hopefully, you know, it lasts me a little bit longer until we can get a new one. So alrighty, when I was at Harbor Freight, I found this it's pretty much like a sealing washer kit, like to seal, I don't know, it's like, they're not almost rubber, but they're like foam. Some of them are like the paper mesh, you know, these are rubber. So this is gonna work perfect if I double them up for my back fender. So it's not vibrating. So I'm going to take 2 of those, put them together, and that'll go right into the back of the fender so it stops vibrating. All right, let's get this sucker on the ground here. Alright guys, we finally got this thing done. I'm going to go over every nut and bolt, just like on the stem, you know, wheels. I'm going to check tire pressure, bolts on everything, make sure everything's tight, and then we're going to go see if we rip this sucker and see what it does. Alright, we went over everything. Everything is tight. We got all of our cables managed. Brakes work. We're going to see if this thing fires up. I don't know how my kill switch is. Start. So we had the little screw that holds the actual throttle way too tight, so you can see all this play now that I have in my throttle cable. So it's nice and tight, we're all good. We're going to put the seat back on here and take it for his first test trip, I guess. Now, we're lucky we had this on here because I wasn't going to put this on, but I'm lucky I did because of that, and I'm lucky this tractor is here, or else I would have taken you guys out. So, all right, I got the chesty on. We got this thing finished up yesterday, but I gotta go test it out. So gas is on. That's really tough to do. All my kill switches here. Second pull. This sucker runs sweet. Open it up right here. Well, we made it home. All right, well, we made it back home. The bike is in one piece, and it did pretty well. There is some things I want to fix, though. First, the exhaust, I think, is getting really hot. For some reason, I don't remember it being that hot. Like, my actual pant leg is, like, super warm. So I think my valves are a little loose, so maybe that's the issue from it. I'm not for sure, though. But I think these are set for 7 and 8 thousandths. I want to go down to, like, 4. And then so I'm going to adjust the valves, and then I do not have any washers on my clutch, so it moves. So I do want to get some washers on there because it was on the outside like this and it's not lined up, and I do want to have it on the inside because then my chain's straight. I don't know, it's also kind of gripping really weird. Whenever I take off and stuff, it kind of like disengages and engages, so I don't know if it's from the oil that's getting slung off from the chain. Because I did dip this in oil. It's my older chain that I've been running, and I needed to grease it up and lube it up. So I don't know if that's from it, or if it's just because how I pulled it when I was pulling it off the bike or whatever. So this clutch has literally been through hell, though, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's going out. And then I want to check my tire pressure because I think they're a little low. I can only put my thumb on them and push it. So, and it does flex a little bit. So I want to figure out some tire pressure or maximum tire pressure for those. But other than that, it runs freaking sweet. I'm super excited about this mini bike, and we're going to be able to get this sucker up north. Oh, one more thing. I do want to cut this down. I can scoot it out. I'd like to just cut it down just so it's a little bit smaller. Other than that, it works. It's a sweet little mini bike, and it's going to ride some more. So, alrighty, guys. This thing has been a blast, and I'm just glad you guys stuck around with this lifelong, pretty much, project because it's been taking me forever, and the garage is absolutely trashed. Like, if you see this, like I've just got, you know, nuts and bolts scattered everywhere. This whole table I've got to clean up. So we just got a whole bunch of stuff to clean up. But yeah, the mini bike's done. Next project is going to be this dirt bike because both of these are going to be going up north with us, and it's 2.5 hours up north. So I want to make sure everything is in tip-top shape. So once I get done with this mini bike here, I'm going to clean up this whole thing, finish up the mini bike, and it will be good to go. So, all right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know it's been kind of a, you know, dreary, long episode for the mini bike, but we got it done. And it's going to run great. So other than that, guys, stick around, stay tuned. We got a whole bunch of cool stuff coming. We got the dirt bike. We got this lawnmower. Hopefully we can get this lawnmower figured out. So if you guys like what you see, you know, hit that subscribe button. We got a whole bunch of other videos coming. If you got any questions on this mini bike or anything else, drop a comment down below and smash the like button for me. Other than that, guys, I will see you on the next video here at Bodywork's Garage. Catch you guys on the next video. See you later.